Welcome everyone, it's Aaron James here and thank you for tuning back in to another episode of AJ's Guide to Awesomeness and Beyond. As of the recording of this video, it is April 28, 2000 and as of the recording of this video, it is April 28, can't talk, 2024, Sunday. And today is tomorrow is my last day here in Toronto, but tomorrow is gonna be a traveling day going back. I'm gonna leave early morning, headed back to London City. So today is the last full day of enjoying Toronto. So today I'm headed to downtown because I'm gonna cover some of the filming locations of the movie franchise Resident Evil Apocalypse 2004 film starring Mila Jovovich, and to Resident Evil Afterlife as well 2010. Some of the scenes were shot at the in the downtown Toronto area. I'm gonna match up some of those scenes with some of the screenshots that I'm gonna put in this video, and also the 2008 Incredible Hulk starring Edward Norton, Liv Tyler, William Hurt, and Tim Roth as Abomination. I'm gonna cover some of those scenes as well, which were shot in the University of Toronto. I already studied the scenes and I'm excited. This is the first time I'm gonna be doing a filming location here in Canada. So go ahead and grab your curiosity paddles as you embark with me in another ocean of adventure. Alright, finally made it to my first destination, the new City Hall. You can see those two gargantuan towers and that small dome. This is where they shot the helicopter landing scene from Resident Evil Apocalypse 2004 film. Now, I spoken with the security inside the City Hall, and they informed me that the second level to that small dome over there on top of this structure is off limits to the public. It will only open until in the summertime, and right now it's already a spring in Canada, so there's no way to access that area. But I'm gonna put some inset, the establishing scene of this of the Toronto City Hall in the almost in the end part of the movie, when the helicopter supposed to be that's supposed to take Mila Jovovich and the rest of her gang, Carlos Oliveira, Jill Valentine, and Angela Ashwood out of Raccoon City. This is where the helicopter drops down to rescue them, but unfortunately those plans were hindered by Major Kane and the Nemesis. Now I'm trying to recreate one of the establishing shots from the movie. Yep, I'm gonna insert there's an inset as well. Yep, as close as I can get. And yeah. Now, pardon me with the noises because there's incidentally, there's also an ongoing event by the time I'm filming this, also outside the City Hall area. So there will be some background music and lots of people. Now in the movie, there's a scene where Jill Valentine, Carlos Oliveira preparing to infiltrate the base as well. I mean, head to the helicopter from this side. From this side, yes, as you can see in the inset, you can see I can still match the window pane from in the background, and this is the window. There's this this window panel And then there's the steel frame. This is where Jill Valentine and Carlos Olvera and Angela Ashwood are walking towards the ramp, heading to the helicopter scene. Yep, can still clearly match the background. Well, pardon those trucks and the there's some well, like I said, there's an event, so there's some camps at the back, but you can clearly see the window pane at the back of the background building. It still matches. It matches the inset over here. Yeah, I'm inserting the inset. Yep. You can also see the roof of the roof of this area is still the same with that of the with that in the movie. See the roof pattern, the roof design. Yeah, still the same. This is where they are walking. Hollywood magic. They are walking on this side, not on that side, going here in front of me. And then it cuts to Oded Fair, Carlos Olvera jumping off this area, this small wall, this ramp, on the side of this ramp, and then attacks the Umbrella Corporation security. He does the fight scene in this area, on that area, but you know, it's inaccessible to the public, like I said. But this area also leads to the dome where the helicopter scenes and the action scene between Nemesis and Alice took place. Jumps up here and then attacks the security, and then Jill Valentine, and then LJ follows. Amazing Hollywood magic. Now also in the next sequence, in the end part of the movie, there is a sniper positioned on the top corner, the top edge of that of the left side building. Yeah, as seen in the inset. And then that sniper is targeting Carlos Oliveira. So he's already positioned his scope and gun towards him. And then all of a sudden, Alice blocks his scope by her hand and then attacks the sniper, and then she rappels down from the edge of that, from the top of that building, going down to the ground on the second floor. And then the rest is purely like fight scenes between her and the security guards. And then later on, Major Tom forces her to fight Nemesis, and then she wins. And everything, all of the interesting action scenes took place on that level. But you know, unfortunately, it's inaccessible as of the moment. But I'm gonna insert some of the insets from those scenes shot in that area. Okay, and now the end part before they leave this shooting location. This is where the missile from Umbrella Corporation passes by and then stops in the middle of those two buildings and then explodes. And then it wipes off Raccoon City. So you can see in the inset, of course, through it was done via CGI, visual effects. This is the farthest I can be to imitate that scene. Yep, it's a far shot basically. Okay, so I've covered everything here in the Toronto City Hall. All of the scenes that I have a research for Resident Evil Apocalypse. So like I said, there's an event going on here. It's a grand event for the Indian community here in Canada. I think worldwide it's also celebrated. So I'm now headed to my next destination. Okay, now on to the next filming location for Resident Evil Afterlife, the fourth installment in the Mila Jovovich era. So in the opening shot, in the opening sequence, the Tokyo Underground, where Alice and her clones infiltrated the base, the Tokyo Underground headquarters was filmed here at the Leslie L. Dan Pharmacy building. Later on, I will try to see the pods that were used, and I'm gonna match it in the inset that I'm gonna insert in this vlog. So yeah, located at 144 College Street at the University of Toronto. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to go inside on a Sunday, but that's one of the pod that is seen in the movie. Of course, I can no longer go up because it's under construction, even if I'm allowed to enter. But that pod is seen in the opening sequence. Oh yeah, I think that's the, not sure, but that's probably like the staircase, the stairs where the soldiers go up when they're already alarmed that Alice has infiltrated their headquarters, and then it shoots to the pods. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to enter, but I'll see. Yes, the building is closed, but I would assume this is the staircase where the soldiers were running up, and then they shoot one of the pods. There are two actually. It's hard to see the other. Yeah, that's one of the pods. There's another pod somewhere. Yep, just refer to the inset. Just use your imagination. It's hard to match up the angle because I cannot enter obviously, but it's such a magnificent architecture nonetheless. Now of course, on top of the pod itself, they filmed, probably set up the computers, and then the personnel of Umbrella Corporation, working around. Yeah, that's the this is the scene, the stairs and the pods. Too bad I cannot enter, but that's okay. At least from the outside it's quite visible. It's in the pharmacy building. Okay, that's the villain that I had in mind, Albert Wesker. And I mentioned about the main boss, who was also seen in one of the pods, like giving instructions to the soldiers. He's also there in the movie. The rain has finally begun, but I'm just gonna carry on, and I'm headed to another building inside the University of Toronto. Okay, now for my next filming location, still for Resident Evil Afterlife. Brings me to the John Robarts Library. The exterior of this building, which adopted the brutalist architecture design from the 1950s back in the United Kingdom, was used in the filming of the mega prison, the base of Luther West, and then where Alice and Claire Redfield lands on the roof, and then meet Luther West's group. This is the exterior that they use. They probably shot in the rooftop, but I'm not a student of University of Toronto, and it's not accessible to the public. I already inquired. So obviously I cannot recreate the aerial shot, but in the establishing shot in the movie, when Alice detects that there are survivors in the prison in this building, you can see in the inset, she and Claire are on the plane and headed towards this building. It can clearly be seen, that structure, that part of the building, and then there's this walkway that connects this part of the building and that part of the building. It is also clearly seen from afar. Of course, they CGI'd some of the elements in order to create an apocalyptic Los Angeles, but this should be the Los Angeles area. Now I'm not sure if they filmed on the streets, but according to my research, it's just the exterior of this building. Of course, the interior was shot in another place, but it's really beautiful. Yep, refer to the inset. it's quite hard to match from the film, but there's an angle where there's a shot where the camera pans from the top to the bottom slowly, and then so it shows Luther West with like a torch on his hand, and then there's the wall, obviously CGI'd like the Citadel, and then the zombies are like perusing around, fighting their way in the compound. I think that definitely the walls are CGI already, or from another like set, and then they just merge it in a post-production, the magic of Hollywood. But yeah, superior building. I'm impressed with the architecture nonetheless. Faculty of Information School. Okay, I think that concludes my Resident Evil filming locations. Just some parts, of course not all. And I'm lucky to be able to show it during my vacation here in Toronto. So now I'm gonna go with the filming locations of The Incredible Hulk 2008 film, starring Edward Norton. Shot also here in the University of Toronto. Some of the parts, the interesting parts, where he and Betty, played by Liv Tyler, Betty Ross, played by Liv Tyler, interacts. It's at the Knox College, and luckily it's accessible to the public. So yeah, I'm heading there. It's quite expensive to study here at the University of Toronto. This is one of Canada's top universities nonetheless, so you need some money to study here. For the Incredible Hulk 2008 filming locations, I'm here now at the Knox College, located at 59 St. George Street, Institute for Christian Studies. Now I'm gonna enter like inside this castle-like structure building to try and match some of the screenshots that I have for the 2008 Incredible Hulk film. And I'm excited. Again, another marvelous architecture nonetheless. And I just can't help it but be amazed. Alright, I'm now heading in. In the inset that I've inserted, you can see Bruce Banner, Edward Norton reading a newspaper, waiting for Betty Ross, Liz Tyler, and in the background you can clearly see that arc entranceway of this building, the facade of this building, blurred, but it's quite obvious. So he's probably like situated here. Well, unfortunately it's there's temporary closure as they prepare for convocation. The University of Toronto decided to close this, and it's a weekend today, it's Sunday, so for safety purposes, but we can still match it up. So yep, that entrance archway can be seen while Bruce Banner reads a newspaper. Amazing. Probably shot it here again. The bench is here, and then this is the background. Alright, I finally found my next filming location. So the movie magic is that when Eric Bana, Edward Norton, was reading his newspaper there, and then he's about to stand up, it suddenly cuts here and then showcases this a building. See, in the inset it matches like the archway, the design of the window pane, and then the left, this window pane as well. So but the different now is that like the bikes are here, and then there's a walkway during 2008, and now it's a garden of sorts. It's quite different. Suddenly when they cut from there, he is now walking up looking in this direction where the buildings are, where the building is. Unbelievable. Hollywood magic. Now this is another crazy angle when Eric Bana stands up, finally like detects Liv Tyler and walks towards the direction. When he stands up from his chair and detects like Betty Ross, this building is clearly seen in the background, like that door over there, the brown one. But in the movie, it's probably shot in the field, which I cannot access right now, so that you can see the greenery, because this is now like concrete, and then there are some cars parked over there, like in front of that building in the film. Now I'm not sure if the architecture has changed since 2008, but probably. But maybe if I took a shot in the middle of the field, I could probably match it, but that's impossible right now. Or maybe if I walk there, I'll take a quick look. Yeah, it is now pouring. But for the experience, no, it's not, because the angle of the door has now changed. Or maybe it is. Yep. Maybe from here we can recreate that. No, not enough grass. So yeah, it's probably in the center of the field where they shot it, or the architecture, the landscape of the area has changed since then. 2008 to 2024 is a long time. There must be like some changes that happened during that, between those between those years. Yep, that's the building. Okay, so now in the same sequence, when Eric Bana like walks towards the direction where Betty Ross is sitting in the movie, that background again, that building, part of this building is clearly seen. Yep, as in the inset. And then there's a tree that he walks by. I'm not sure if it's probably that tree, but it's probably shot during the summer or spring, as in proper spring, where there are already like leaves. So that's the angle. Okay, I apologize again for the fence. So he walks towards the direction he sees Betty Ross. Yep, that's probably the angle. This is okay. I finally found one of the filming locations as well. From a distance, Eric Bana observes Betty Ross in the inset. He stands behind this like a brick wall that has some stairs, and this is the angle. Yep. Of course, it was a tighter shot in the camera. I'll try to tighten it up. See if I can capture it exactly. Yeah, maybe this. As you can see, the color of the building behind has changed, but same pattern on the bricks. Yeah, same discoloration. But maybe they repainted the building or whatever. A lot has changed. Okay, so I'm now going to try to recreate that shot from the movie. So on my next shooting location, it actually takes place here in the Cemetery Faculty of Medicine, where Betty Ross and some of her colleagues go out for a break, and then they walk through this they walk through these stairs, and then there's this fictional Culver University directory in front. But there's a big change, see, because in the movie it's still like pure stairs. This ramp is still doesn't exist back in 2008, or maybe it was 2007 when they filmed that movie and then edited it for a year or so. And then there's no like holding rails. And then there's the bikes are there in the movie, as you can see in the inset, and they just added this. But the one that gives it away are this, the pattern of that, like that level, the pattern of the exterior is still the same in 2024. It hasn't changed, but the landscape though has changed. This is the only remaining. Maybe they even like changed the stairs already as well. Yep, let me check. Yeah, in the yep, I think the stairs have changed. It's more of a marble, made of marble right now, but in the movie it's like stones. Yeah, there are bikes in front, like I mentioned, in front of the building where Betty Ross comes out. Yeah. Yes, I'm trying to match another far shot from the movie where Eric Bana is lurking behind the tree and observing Betty Ross. Obviously, the trees are no longer here in 2024, and then, like I said, a lot has changed. In particular, like the entranceway towards the building, the stairs work. I guess the facade of the building has changed significantly. Now another filming location that has changed significantly over the years is when Eric Bana pretends to be a pizza delivery guy to access the computer of Culver University to retrieve some of his files to be sent, that he wants to send to Mr. Blue. So he bikes from that point to here. There's a lot of changes, that the lampposts are no longer, there's only a lamppost on this side, but on the left side it's no longer seen. But the one that gives the way are those 3 windows behind in the background. It can be seen in the movie as well. There are some interior shots that took place in the buildings over there. However, right now I probably don't have any access. It's not open to the public because I might violate some rules, and we don't want that, do we? Okay, so fast forward to the scenes wherein Betty Ross and Eric Bana are already like reacquainted after being separated since the Gamma project in the film. There's another establishing shot of that magnificent building. Yes, as seen in the inset as well. Yep, but it's an aerial, more of an aerial shot. This is the best shot that I can provide to match that scene. And pardon me again for the fence and some of the tree elements, the branches. Yep, this is the part before, like, the battle scene between Eric Bana and the soldiers of General Ross. In the next scene, Eric Bana and Betty Ross are talking to each other, having their moments, and it's clearly seen in the background the convocation center behind them. Now I'm sure it's just the camera angle, but I cannot, like I said, I cannot go inside the field to try to match the exact angle, but it's probably this. They're talking in the field. The camera is probably located somewhere there. And then it's the background. There's some cars here. Yep, you can clearly see the columns and those huge brown doors behind the inset, in the inset behind them. Yep. Then there's a moment when Betty Ross tucks Bruce Banner's shirt polish shirt, because it looks better that way, so you can clearly see the background of that wonderful building again. Yep, this is the best angle to create that shot. Yeah, I think so. More closer, tighter, something like this. And then Eric Bana, and then Bruce Banner. Sorry, did I say Eric Bana before? He also like played Bruce Banner. I meant Bruce Banner. Who the hell is Eric Bana? Then Bruce Banner, sorry, detects like a soldier sneaking behind one of these columns. Sorry, I apologize if in the previous shots I was mentioning Eric Bana. I think that was also an actor who played the Hulk. Bruce Banner, I meant. The fictional character, Dr. Bruce Banner. The fictional Marvel character that Edward Norton plays. My apologies. I can no longer reshoot those shots because it's already raining hard. So in this scene, in the inset, there's a soldier that sneaks in. So there are three like stairs, 3 steps that matches the film, but it's already like damaged into 2024 as compared to how it was back in 2007 when they were shooting it, or 2008. But in the background you can see there's no more like there's a little tree in front on the left of the screen, and then the windows of this building, of the building behind, just across the convocation hall, is clearly seen. Yep, that's the scene. That's it. Okay, again, my apologies if ever in some of these scenes I mentioned Eric Bana. He is an Australian actor who played also the Incredible Hulk back in 2003. My mistake, I don't know why I was mentioning it. I was referring to Bruce Banner. Sorry for the confusion. Now it's raining already, so I cannot like review and reshoot some of the scenes where I mistakenly mentioned his name. But if I mentioned Eric Bana, I was referring to Bruce Banner. So sorry again. And okay, and then lastly, the soldiers of General Ross come running across in various areas in this field, and some of the buildings are clearly seen, but now it's a bit confusing to match it because of the fence. I cannot go inside to take like a closer shot of the field, but there it is. The scenes took place here, and probably in other areas where the fight scene took place, because they use Cinescape, I believe, to like integrate a CGI environment, because clearly they incorporated some of the elements of this building into their Cinescape to create like a fictitious like scene where the soldiers then spray the canister to Bruce Banner, and then he transforms to the Incredible Hulk, and then he fights Team Roth. It might just look like it was filmed here, but it's probably not here already. They cut to the next filming location. Might be a sound studio already. Alright, and that's gonna do it for today. Mission accomplished. I was able to film Resident Evil Apocalypse and Afterlife, and then some of the film locations of the 2008 Incredible Hulk film starring Edward Norton. And if you like this particular episode, please give it a big thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. I'm heading home. I'm heading back to London City tomorrow. So this is my last day that I can enjoy Toronto, but it's raining. But you know, just it's part of the experience. I'll see you again in the next episode, another time, another place.